Scorpio, welcome to your Balance of 2025 tarot reading by Astrology House. So the 12 houses, I'm going to do a tarot reading for each one. And so starting with the first house is the house of self. This would be your physical person, how people perceive you when they meet you. If you're looking at your birth chart, it's also known as your rising sign or your ascendant. For you, it's in the sign of Scorpio because I'm using your sun as your first house. So let's get your overall energy for the balance of the year in your first house. Okay. What I'm getting here is the Page of Wands. Page of Wands is taking some sort of action. Seven of Swords, and I just got be honest with yourself. So whatever is kind of beneath the surface, maybe something that you're keeping to yourself, you are in the space now of needing to take some sort of action. Page of Wands, but also the Knight of Wands, which is forward movement. And so when I asked the deck for more information on the Seven of Swords, I got the Ace of Wands. All of this really does indicate if you've been keeping anything to yourself, now's the time to take some sort of action. And you're not in this space of just existing. This really is about movement forward. Let's get blocks or barriers in your first house. So the Four of Pentacles indicates stability. So your foundation, something around you is preventing you from moving forward. Hierophant. So Taurus energy could indicate a marriage. So think of it as like that me versus we, because the first house is you. There could be something within your marriage that may be holding you back. If you're not married, this might be something that is still connected to kind of your spiritual foundation. I'm also getting the Empress energy. So Empress, it's Venus, what you love and value. Could really be a relationship here is operating as some sort of block. I'm getting an unintentional block with this person and this situation, and it's coming down to the Seven of Swords. Whatever you've been keeping to yourself that you're being encouraged to take action against, the block here is, well, how will my partner feel about this? What will this other person think? What will they say? All of it. Let's get the advice here for you. So right away, your reading is already intense. So I'm getting the Nine of Wands here. The Nine of Wands is a wound. It's the wounded warrior. And so the action that you're being called to take is to heal some sort of internal wound. This internal wound is preventing you from aligning with your spiritual path. It's affecting your foundation, your stability. Nine of Swords, a lot of stress, a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety coming through. But with these two nines, the universe is saying, close the cycle, let it end. Don't fight that. The Death card, change and transformation. So your card is showing up here right away. So allow the endings to take place. Find the strength and the courage here to really move in the direction that you need to. It's something that you've been wanting to do. It's been beneath the surface. Go in that direction. We'll see how that plays out in the balance of the reading. So that's your first house. Next up is your second house. So your second house is your personal finances, any kind of asset with money, like a monetary value connected to it, what you love, what you value. Your own self-worth is part of that. For you, the second house is in the sign of Sagittarius. And Sagittarius is all about growth and expansion. So great sign to kind of be there with your personal finances. You might find investments in foreign countries, or you might find it easy to grow money in some way. That would be the Sagittarius influence on your finances. But let's see what your overall energy is for your second house. So what I'm getting here is the Two of Swords, standing at a crossroads, needing to make some sort of decision, but not sure what path to choose. The Four of Wands is showing up here. Could be connected to marriage or a reason to celebrate. So this feels like an emotional block, but we'll keep going. High Priestess. So High Priestess, your intuition. Strength card, Leo energy coming through, finding some sort of courage, acting on your intuition to move forward. There's a hesitancy coming through with that Two of Swords. I'm just getting almost like a, what do I do? Well, what exactly do I need to do? You're almost looking for that very clear sign on exactly what path to choose before you make any kind of movement here. So let's get the blocks and barriers in your second house. The Magician, manifesting goals and dreams. What you want is actually in front of you. Queen of Swords, clarity. Not surprised. Ace of Cups, new beginning, new chapter, moving forward. Something that you really want to go after with that Ace of Cups energy. So it's all acting as a blocker or barrier, but it's the clarity above all else. That even with your dreams sitting here right in front of you, because that's what it feels like they're doing, you almost feel powerless to go after them. So let's get the advice here for you. Knight of Pentacles, take in all the information, really get down into the details if you need to, but really understand what all you're learning about your finances, investments, assets, whatever the case may be, but really take in that information. The Star, focusing here on your goals and dreams. So what are you learning about your goals and dreams, and what direction would they have you go in? Because that Strength card is you need to take some sort of courage in order to act, in order to choose a path and move in that direction. Because here we go again, you're showing up in the second house now as well. The Death card, your card showing up. So endings and new beginnings. There's something connected to the past that you need to let go of. You may be hesitating on letting go of it because you're fearful of what the future is going to be. That's how the energy is coming across. Like you're hesitant because it's this unknown. It's something that you haven't done before. And so the universe is saying, yeah, but you've got this. Focus on what really matters to you. Move in that direction. So that's the second house. Next up here is the third house. So that third house is the house of communication. It's communication. It's also how you process information, short distance travel, your siblings, your neighbors. Kind of think of those surrounding areas to you, that kind of close proximity. And so as far as travel, that short distance travel, that would be by car. For you, this is in the sign of Capricorn, which is a very structured energy. And so Capricorn likes structure, it likes stability, growing something here over time. So let's see what is happening here in your third house for the balance of the year. So what I'm getting here with the Five of Swords is some sort of conflict needs to be resolved. Obstacles and challenges need to be dealt with. But these are both 5 cards. They indicate something here is shifting. So if you have had a lot of conflict, if you've been experiencing a lot of obstacles and challenges, this is the second half of the year is going to be a lot of working through all of that, really finding a way to resolve the conflict, overcome the obstacles and challenges by focusing here on the potential with the Two of Wands energy. It's about kind of seeing where you want this relationship to go and then working through all of these issues. So let's get obstacles and barriers here in your communication. So what I'm getting here is the Magician energy, manifesting goals and dreams. The Fool, brand new start, brand new beginning. And the Ace of Pentacles, new start. These are all new beginning cards because the Magician itself is a 1. I've got the Fool, that's a 0, and the Ace of Pentacles, a 1. And so there's something that you need to resolve before you can pursue a new beginning. A new beginning wants to unfold. It's almost like these are in reverse. There's some sort of new chapter, new beginning, but in order to get there, you have to resolve some sort of conflict. Work through some sort of obstacle or challenge here. So let's get the advice for your 3rd house. Justice card, Libra energy, compromise, balance, finding a way to really work through everything. The Sun card, focused on the future. 10 of Cups, more focus on the future, but this is long-term emotional fulfillment. This is also one of the marriage cards in tarot. So if you are dealing with a spouse or just a high-level relationship here, this would be kind of working together, finding a way to resolve the issues so that you can move towards your happiness here. Doesn't have to be that person specifically. It could just be in general that you need to work through something and really focus on happiness and kind of getting back into a happier place with that person. So the next up here is the 4th house. And so the 4th house is the house of home. And it's exactly what it sounds like. It's your physical dwelling. It's the home life that you've created for yourself. It could also be your childhood home, location, current location. Could be anything connected to your early childhood, education, upbringing in some way. Could also be your ancestral line too. So 4th house, it runs pretty deep here. So that 4th house for you is in the sign of Aquarius. And that Aquarius is a very free thinker. Does not like conformity at all, is focused on the collective. So let's get some energy here around your 4th house. What is your 4th house of home like for the rest of the year? So I'm getting the 4 of Cups, which does indicate some sadness and disappointment. But then I'm getting the Ace of Pentacles, which indicates a new chapter, a new beginning, something grounded and stable. Queen of Pentacles, more of that stable energy, a very nurturing energy. And the 3 of Wands, a card of patience. So it feels like the patience is connected to that 4 of Cups. If you are trying to create a more stable home environment and you find yourself experiencing delays, that feels like where the sadness and disappointment is coming into play. Or you're trying to structure your home life in a way that alleviates any kind of sadness and disappointment. And that might be taking some time here because even outside that 3 of Wands, the Pentacles energy is very slow moving. So let's get the blocks and barriers in your home. Okay. What else? So the 3 of Cups is coming through. 3 of Cups is happiness, but it could also indicate maybe spending time with friends. And so that could be a reason for delays in your home environment, is working with friends or spending time with friends here. The Emperor is showing up. And so the Emperor is a my way or the highway. And so if you find that you're a little bit too rigid in what you're trying to do, that might be causing some of the delays here. Slow things down. Justice card, balance. So balance feels like what you ultimately want here. Let's get the advice. So this Queen of Wands energy is taking some sort of action. It's not sitting still. It's not letting things just kind of sit in that stagnant energy. You're going to need to take some sort of action here around your home environment. Tower, there's going to be a sudden breakthrough. Lean into the change that's happening. What's being removed here does not have a solid foundation. Lean into whatever that is. Don't fight the release. You're not going to be able to anyway. It's the Tower. It's just going to remove it. So embrace it. Five of Cups, shift in perspective. Focus on what you have, not on what you're losing. So if there are changes that are taking place, I'm not getting any kind of movement, but if there are changes to your home environment where you're moving to a new location, because that Ace of Pentacles could indicate that, you might be a little bit sad or disappointed that you're leaving something behind, but the universe is saying you have so much more to gain. Focus on the Two of Cups that are still standing, because you have Three Cups that spilled over that can easily be filled with something else. So lean into the change that's happening here in your home environment. It's meant to break free of any stagnation. So the next house here is the house of fun, the fifth house. So that fifth house energy, it is fun, it's pleasure, it's sex, it's children. So fertility, if you want to have children, that would be part of that fifth house, or you already have children, fifth house. This is also short-term relationships, so anything that doesn't lead to marriage would be part of that house. For you, this is in the sign of Pisces. And Pisces is a very intuitive energy. Give me 1 second. It's intuitive, it's idealistic, romantic energy. And so when it comes to the fifth house, you might have these really great ideas because your passions and hobbies are also part of this fifth house. The really important thing to note is we are in the Pisces Virgo eclipse season. And so with this being your house of Pisces, well, your house of fun, but ruled by Pisces, it's the North Node. The North Node is transiting this house. And so you are meant to learn lessons here in your fifth house. So let's get the overall energy in your fifth house for the rest of the year. So what I'm getting here is the Six of Cups. So this is the house of children. This is a card of children. It's also a card of nostalgia. So it feels like you might be restoring happiness here in your life, in this area of your life. Ten of Cups. This is a card of family in a house where fertility is located. So take it as it resonates for you. But the Ten of Cups here, long-term emotional fulfillment. You're really restoring happiness within this house. And the Hanged Man. Hanged Man is seeing things from a different perspective. And so you are being called to look at family dynamics, what makes you happy, and really ultimately, where are you trying to go? Because that Hanged Man will show you the big picture. And so being able to identify, okay, well, that's where ultimately I want to be. And that's where I find happiness to exist. And so the universe is going to put you on that path, it'll kind of align you with that direction. So let's get the blocks and barriers here in your fifth house. Okay. So I'm getting the moon here. So the moon would be things hidden in shadow. So there may be things that you're not seeing. Really get into that Hanged Man energy. See how all of the pieces fit together. What exactly are you trying to accomplish here? There might be something connected to your emotions that maybe you're not aware of that you need to see, because the moon also rules our emotions. Page of Cups showing up as well. Page of Cups, wearing your heart on your sleeve, following your emotions. And the Tower, sudden change, sudden awareness and awakening. It's a breaking free energy. And so your block is really is connected to how you feel around what you want. So you may not be clear, or maybe you had an idea, but you go into the Hanged Man and it looks completely different. Or the Tower is removing something from your path, and that would be the block and the barrier. Something that was operating as a block or barrier is going to be removed by that Tower. So let's get any advice here for your fifth house. I cannot hold on to these cards. Okay, try again. So the Eight of Wands is coming out. So the Eight of Wands is forward movement. It's open, honest, direct communication. I'm getting actually wish upon a star. It's the dandelion being blown into the wind, making a wish, blowing it into the wind, putting it really out there. And then what I saw here with the Empress almost catches it and turns it into something beautiful and grounded. This Empress energy, it's Venus. It's also mothering energy. You have a lot of family showing up here. So if you want to have kids or you want to expand your family, take it as it resonates. This feels like it may happen for you. Again, take it as it resonates. That moon could also indicate your cycle or your partner's cycle, whatever the case may be. So again, Venus energy is harmony and balance. So focus here on what you really want, what you really value. Be open and honest around what exactly you want to accomplish. Move in that direction. Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords is that self-imposed prison of the mind. And so overthinking the situation is not going to be in your best interest. It really is about taking some sort of action here. So if you have been overthinking something, now's the time to stop. I'm getting the Hermit because you've already done all of the reflection here. The Hermit energy, it's Virgo. It's very grounded, very practical, that down to earth. But there is also overthinking connected to this, but for the purpose of healing. And so healing something, getting out of your head, taking some sort of action, being open and honest around what exactly that you want here. Could be connected to family, could be connected to love and romance, children, hobbies, all of it. So take it as it resonates for you, but it looks really positive here. So that is the 5th house. Next up is the 6th house. So that 6th house is your daily routines. So think about your daily life and what does that look like? And just what you do on a normal basis. Work. What does your work life look like? What kind of hours do you keep? Any consistency there? Any kind of health and wellness program that you might follow? Anything that you do on a regular basis. What's not included would be things like the party that you go to every once in a while or something along those lines. What would be included is I have Sunday dinners with my family and I spend Thursday nights with my friends. That would be something that's included. It's the consistency. And so for you, it's in the sign of Aries, and Aries is very bold, bold and dynamic, but really assertive is more the word I would use to describe Aries. I got bold and dynamic, which is usually a Leo energy. Still a fire sign, but the Aries energy isn't afraid to kind of step out and say, I'm ready to do this. I want to make a change, and that's it. I'm going to make my change. It's that Emperor energy. So let's get your overall daily life, the overall energy here. One more. Something, as soon as I put the 9 of Swords down, something here in your daily life is changing. So the 9 of Swords, it's stress, it's fear, it's anxiety. The Sun. So the Sun is hope and optimism, which is completely different. The 6 of Pentacles is a card of generosity. And the 5 of Swords, resolving some sort of conflict. And that's what it feels like because you're kind of running at both sides. So there's something here in your daily life that you do want to change. You recognize that you need to change. It's something internal to you with that 5 of Swords energy. It's something about removing any kind of stress that you're carrying around or modifying your schedule in a way that relieves yourself of that stress, any kind of fear, anxiety, all of it. So let's get the blocks and barriers in your 6th house. So I'm getting the 2 of Swords here. So the 2 of Swords is standing at a crossroads, not really sure what to do. And this would operate as a block or barrier if you're trying to move forward, but you don't know what path to take. You're trying to modify your schedule in some sort of way, but you're not exactly sure what to do. 6 of Swords, that movement energy. So very similar to the 2 of Swords. And then the 4 of Wands, which would be, I'm getting harmony and balance. This is a very stable card because it is a 4. It's a reason to celebrate. It's happiness. It's a marriage card within tarot. And so there might be somebody else that's also playing into this, where your partner, take it as it resonates. If you're married or not married, maybe you just live together. This would be somebody that you would spend your daily life with. And so there might be something here that's impacting the modifications you need to make to your daily life. Let's get the advice. So I'm getting the Three of Swords here. So healing from some sort of past heartbreak. And it's been a minute since you showed up in the reading, but here you go, showing up in your 6th house. So there are changes that need to happen here in your daily life. There's something here that you need to let go of because you're making room for something else. Could be this person if you are in the process of getting married, or if you're in the process of moving in with somebody with the intent to get married. That would be part of the change and transformation here. I'm also getting 6 of Cups. So the 6 of Cups, children might be influencing this as well. So either you have children or you want children. There's some sort of change that's happening in your daily life, and either you're making room for a family or something kind of close to a family, maybe moving in with another person. You have children, they have children, whatever the case is here. I'm definitely getting a lot of family energy coming through with that 4 of Wands and the 6 of Cups here. But you have the stress and the fear and the anxiety that you need to work through. It's connected to the past. There's a heartbreak here that you need to completely heal and disconnect from with that Death card. Overall, though, it looks really, really optimistic for your 6th house. It's just a matter of overcoming whatever challenges you went through in the past. So the next house is the 7th house. The 7th house is your marriage partner. If you're married, first marriage would be 7th house. Second marriage would be a combination of the 7th and 9th. Third marriage would be 7th, 9th, 11th. So take it as it resonates. We're just going to focus on the first marriage. That 7th house energy is more than just marriage, though. It's those one-to-one partnerships, those significant people in your life, those significant relationships. It's also contracts, negotiations. So business partnerships would be included, things like that. For you, it's in the sign of Taurus, and Taurus is a very grounded, practical energy. And so I love to see that one showing up. It's also kind of aligned with that Venus energy because it's ruled by Venus. So a lot of what you love and value. And so any marriage partner would be somebody that you find very attractive. So let's get your overall energy here. So what I'm getting here is the 5 of Wands. The 5 of Wands is obstacles and challenges with either a marriage partner or just that soulmate type of relationship here with the Lovers card, that Gemini energy. 3 of Wands, a card of patience. And so it feels like you need to work through something with your significant other. Significant other, take it as it resonates for you. This usually is marriage because of the contract, and marriage is a legal contract. But if it's something where you're living together, there may be obstacles and challenges that you need to work through, and they're just taking some time. So let's get the blocks and barriers here in that 7th house. Knight of Cups, you want to move forward. That's absolutely coming through. It feels like the 3 of Wands is what's holding you back. 2 of Wands, seeing the potential in the situation, moving in that direction. 10 of Swords, closing out a painful cycle. This is the block. This is what's making it more difficult for any kind of current obstacles and challenges to really be worked through, for you to really focus on the future and move in that direction. It's the 10 of Swords showing up here. That's a lot of pain. That's a lot of pain. Let's get the advice here for the 7th house. So I have the moon. Listen to yourself, listen to your instincts, your emotions. Let your emotions guide you in this circumstance. Hermit energy, a lot of internal reflection and healing. Really work through the emotional pain connected to that 10 of swords. Because this here, you can see the person is stabbed in the back. And so whatever happened here in the past, this is something that you need to heal from in order to have that healthy relationship here. I'm also getting the death card. You're showing up again, the change and transformation. So something here is trying to change, or you are being guided to change something here in your relationship, but it's getting you to really focus on healing from the past, getting your kind of heart and head in alignment, releasing the past so that you can move forward, so that you can go after what you want here with the Knight of Cups and the Two of Wands. So the next house here is the 8th house. So the 8th house, it's a house of transformation. So it's death and rebirth, your energy connected to that 8th house. The 8th house is also money. It would be the money that you earned from an employer. It would be your spouse's income, any kind of inheritance, taxes, bills that you pay. All of your debt is part of that 8th house. So money coming in, money going out, whereas the 2nd house is the money that you keep. So that's the distinction there between the two of those. 8th house can also have power and control issues. A lot of times that is associated with money. So for you, it's in the sign of Gemini. Gemini likes to get into the details, likes to get to the heart of the matter, really dig in and get the truth of a situation. So let's see what is happening in your 8th house for the rest of the year. Seven of Wands, what I just got with this is you're taking your power back. So if somebody has been taking your power, and it's more like it's been a leak of power over time, where little by little you've given away some of your power, a little bit more, a little bit more. The 7 of Wands coming through, it tells me that you're going to get your power back, that you're not going to let this happen anymore, that you're going to fight for what you want here. 3 of Cups, because you're focused on happiness. 8 of Cups, you're moving away from something that doesn't work for you anymore. You're going in the direction of what you want. Let's get the blocks and barriers here to the 8th house. So what I'm getting here is the 9 of Pentacles. 9 of Pentacles is your confidence. This is where you're fighting. You're fighting to get your confidence back. This is what you need right now. Justice card, balance. Fool, new beginning. The thing is, you can see all of this on the horizon. You can see a new beginning transforming or unfolding for you in some sort of way. One that is very balanced, very grounded, in alignment with what you want. And it requires you to really take your power back, regain the confidence within yourself to be able to move in that direction, which means you have to leave something behind and stand up for yourself in the process. So let's get the advice here for you in the 8th house. Chariot, card of success. You can absolutely do it. When it comes to you taking your power back, you're more than capable. This is Cancer energy, but I'm getting a very strong dominant energy out of this movement forward, overcoming at whatever battle it is. 4 of Pentacles, rebuilding your foundation. Again, all the places, because it feels like it's been leaking out. And so kind of filling in those holes so it doesn't leak out again, really kind of solidifying your foundation, shoring it up. 10 of Cups, focus on your long-term happiness here. And 2 of Cups could be about a relationship with that 2 of Cups energy. 2 of Cups, 10 of Cups, it could be connected to family where you're trying to kind of fix some sort of dynamic that is preventing you from really experiencing the happiness that you want for yourself. So the next house here is the 9th house. That 9th house energy, it is all about expansion. It is higher education, any kind of learning here. So think of learning foreign languages, not just university, but learning foreign languages, traveling to other countries. This would be travel by plane because it is long distance travel. Anything connected to philosophy, religion, anything connected to growth is really part of that ninth house. So the ninth house for you is in the sign of Cancer, and Cancer is a very loving, nurturing energy. So when it comes to growth, this would be focused on things that help you internally, help you emotionally, makes you feel better about yourself and where you're going. So let's get your overall energy for the ninth house. So what I'm getting here is the Nine of Pentacles. There's something about the month of September that's coming through. So take it as it resonates. There might be something connected to your growth and expansion in the month of September. The Nine of Pentacles is you being able to take care of yourself, creating your own abundance here. It really is the growth and expansion of the ninth house coming through in card format. And so this would be you kind of taking that power back, where in the eighth house, I had you working towards that, fighting for it. In the ninth house, you're actually taking it back. You're saying, okay, I want to move forward. This is what I need to do to move forward. So you're building back your confidence here. Eight of Swords, you may be kind of stuck in your mind around ways to do that or how to make that happen. But the Strength card showing up here, this Leo energy, tells me that you will. You're going to find it within yourself to say, I am rebuilding my confidence. I am taking my power back, and that's it. I'm looking to the future, not to the past. So let's get the blocks and barriers in your ninth house. So Five of Swords, needing to resolve some sort of conflict. The Emperor energy, Aries energy, maybe with somebody here who's very willful, very dominant, that kind of my way or the highway. So if somebody has been trying to control you or has been the person that you've been leaking away power to, that would be the Emperor. King of Wands, taking some sort of action. So it feels like it's kind of eighth house, ninth house are both coming through very similar messages, where you need to stand up to a person and really take your power back and say, you don't get to control me. You don't get a say in what I'm doing going forward. It's me. It's about me and my growth, my expansion here. Let's get the advice for you. So I'm getting the Five of Cups, which is about seeing things from a different perspective, focusing on what you have, not what you've lost. The Six of Wands coming through is a card of success, overcoming obstacles and challenges. So focus on the positive here and focus on winning. Focus on not giving up, because there's something about not giving up that's coming through. If this person if you stand up for yourself and the other person then stands up to you, don't back down. Keep going, keep fighting. Eight of Pentacles, keep working through it. Don't give up. Because I keep getting, don't give up, don't give in. So that is the ninth house showing up here. Next up is the 10th house, which the 10th house is career and public reputation. So career, kind of what you think. It's all about the work that you do, the kind of work that you enjoy doing. Public reputation would be how you're seen, not just at work, but really at large. So anywhere out in public, what reputation do you have? For you, it's in the sign of Leo. So you may come across as a very strong, charismatic person. Probably one of those people that naturally draws other people towards you, even in a work environment. People just naturally want to be around you. Leo has a lot of charisma. And so let's get some energy around your career for the balance of the year. So I'm getting the Queen of Wands, which is about taking action. The Sun, focused on the future. It's optimistic, hopeful. Ace of Wands, again, taking some sort of action. Might be something new unfolding for you. It could be connected to a leadership position. That Leo energy that rules your 10th house is actually embodied in the Sun. The Sun is ruled, well, Leo is ruled by the Sun. So let's get any blocks or barriers in your career for the balance of the year. So I'm getting the Fool card, which indicates a new beginning. The Four of Cups, sadness and disappointment. And then the King of Cups, trusting yourself, trusting your instincts. What I'm actually getting here, because you're being encouraged in the overall energy to take some sort of action relative to your future. So if an opportunity presents itself, but you're sitting here in this kind of a negative heart space and you're feeling sad and disappointed about something else, doesn't even have to be related to work. It could be related to maybe the person taking your power or something else here along the way. That might be distracting you enough where it's making it difficult for you to really focus on going after this new opportunity, initiating some sort of new beginning. Because that Ace of Wands here in your current energy is really requiring action on your part. It's not just going to organically fall in your lap. So let's get the advice here for you in the 10th house. So what I'm getting here is the Chariot, Cancer energy, card of success. So focus on moving forward. Focus on getting what you want. Think and act as though you already have it. That's what I'm getting with the Chariot. Five of Pentacles, leaving something behind. It's all the negative energy. It's all the negative emotions. It's not doing anything but slowing you down. It's blocking your path. It's really preventing you from moving forward at a pace that you want. Because I'm getting the sense of it's really just slowing you down. And that's not what you want here. I'm getting the Lovers, Gemini energy, which you're going to get what you put out. That's how it's coming across. It's that mirroring energy. So just kind of keep that in mind as you move forward. Focus on what you really want. Focus on the future. Take advantage of this opportunity being presented to you because it is something that does seem like would provide a lot of happiness for you, move you down the path of success here. But you have this negative energy from the past that you're still holding on to that is really weighing you down and slowing you down. Let me grab these cards first. So the next house here is the 11th house. The 11th house, it's your tribe. So it's your community, it's your groups of friends, and it's the groups. It's not the individual connections. That would be 7th house energy. So it's you, how you interact with all of those people that you choose to be around. It could include family members too, if you have family members that you consider friends and spend time with in that way. The 11th house for you is in the sign of Virgo. And Virgo is a very grounded energy, also a deep thinker. Very analytical, kind of a perfectionist too. Virgo notices all the details, all the details. But there's a healing element to that Virgo as well. So you might find that when you're down, spending time with your friends really helps lift you up. I do like that Virgo energy for that. Because of the eclipse season, that is a south node. So there is something here connected to your friends that you need to let go of. You're being, during this cycle, this roughly 1.5-year cycle that we're in until middle of next year, you're being encouraged and really directed to let something go here. So let's get your overall energy for your 11th house. So what I'm getting here is the Hierophant. I was getting a lot of harmony and balance. This is Taurus energy. So when it comes to your friendships, there is a lot of harmony and balance. There is this very strong spiritual connection with those friends that you have, that tribe. It's because of the Virgo energy, the healing energy. It created this very strong soul connection. Strength card, Leo energy coming through. So a lot of courage. 8 of Cups. So something with your friends is helping you to leave the past behind. The 8 of Cups is a movement card, but you're walking away from anything here that doesn't serve you. And so the Strength card is needed for the 8 of Cups because you are leaving something behind, but you're doing it with the advice of your friends and kind of through any kind of conversations or just motivation from your friends. They're really helping you here in this respect. So let's get the block, any blocks and barriers with your friends. So it's a 9 of Cups, and it's not really coming through as the block and barrier within the friendships, but just maybe the dynamics right now because you're focused on healing something, moving on from something else, that you're not able to focus on your goals and dreams here with that 9 of Cups energy, which is ultimately where you want to go with the 8 of Cups. You want to move in the direction of your goals and dreams. 7 of Wands. 7 of Wands is, it's a resistance energy. You may find it hard or just difficult to work through whatever happened in the past and leave it behind you. I'm also getting the Wheel of Fortune, growth and expansion. It's because you're trying to stabilize things right now that it's making it very difficult for you to focus on the future. That's exactly how all of this energy is coming across. Even if that 7 of Wands, on the other side of it, it feels like you fighting for your goals and dreams, fighting for growth and expansion. And so if you're finding it difficult, it's because right now you're trying to stabilize things, that you're not in this growth mindset. You're in the let me fix whatever isn't working first before I can focus on growth. So let's get the advice here for your 11th house of friends. So I'm getting the Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands is taking some sort of action. It's a new beginning energy. The Sun, focused on your dreams, focused on whatever it is that you want to accomplish. It's hope, it's optimism, it's the future energy. 3 of Wands, card of patience. Take your time kind of walking away from the past. Do the work that you need to so that you're truly leaving it behind. You need to emotionally disconnect from something here, restore some sort of harmony and balance within your life, maybe even within some friendships here. And so focusing on the future, focus on movement forward, even if it's at a slower pace, really focus here on that. So that is your 11th house. The last house here is the 12th house. And so the 12th house is the unseen. So it's your subconscious. It is you away from everybody else. So away from all public, everybody. It's escapism. So escapism could be drug and alcohol addictions, anything that you would do to kind of escape any problems that you're having in life. That would all fall within the 12th house. Things like the occult or astrology, tarot, all of that is part of the 12th house. For you, it's in the sign of Libra. So there's actually something really balanced about your subconscious. And I like the harmony and balance that comes through with the Libra energy, but I'm also getting that it might be difficult to stay in that energy. That when you find it, it's almost like you stop doing the work in order to be balanced, and then all of a sudden you're out of balance again. So let's get the overall energy for your 12th house. So what I'm getting here with the Judgment is this resurrection energy. So where it came up a little bit earlier in the reading, definitely 8th and 9th house, where you were taking, giving away your power or it was leaking out in some sort of way. The Judgment tells me that you're taking your power back, that you're taking control of yourself, of the situation. You're not letting anybody else dictate anything anymore. That's very clear. It's very final. And I'm getting a very strong, dominant personality coming through with that Judgment card. I'm also getting the Tower, sudden change, sudden awareness or realization. This this is what helps you regain your power. It's like all of a sudden you realize how you've been giving it away or how much of it you've given away. And you say, you know what? No, that's mine. I'm taking it back. That's it. Three of Cups, focus here on your happiness. Six of Cups, nostalgia. So getting back into a happier, healthier mindset and really focusing here on your internal self. And so I love how that's coming through, because it feels like whatever challenges that you've been facing in that area where other people have been trying to control or manipulate you through words, through maybe even money, whatever the case is, you're not going to allow it. You're going to hit a point of saying, that's it, I'm ready. So let's get any blocks or barriers here. So what I'm getting here is the Queen of Pentacles. This is stability. Seven of Pentacles, investing in yourself. The Empress, harmony and balance. The Empress is Venus, and Venus rules the sign of Libra, which rules your 12th house here. So that's all coming through, but it's really this Ten of Swords. It's healing from the past. It's letting go of some sort of painful ending here. So the real block and barrier is that you really just haven't been focused on healing something here, finding your own internal balance, because this is where it feels like you were in balance, out of balance, in balance, out of balance. And now when you're able to finally heal from this, let it go, focus on taking your power back, not letting whatever pain from the past really control you. That's when you kind of are able to really say, okay, this is me. I have my power back. I know who I am. I'm that Phoenix rising energy. So let's get the advice here for your 12th house. Yeah. So what I'm getting here with the Ten of Cups is focus on your long-term emotional fulfillment. That's exactly it. The instability that you experience here, I'm in alignment, I'm out of alignment, is because of some sort of pain. So rather than focusing on the pain itself, let's focus on the future and ultimately where you want to go emotionally. That is actually going to help you heal here with the Three of Swords. It's healing from past heartbreak by focusing on what you love and value, focusing on the future energy, taking your power back. And again, Nine of Cups, what exactly do you want here? What dreams do you have? Because when you stop putting all of your energy into the wound and you stop letting that dictate everything and you start shifting and saying, I want my goals and dreams to dictate where I'm going, then suddenly you see a shift and you start moving in that direction, because that's where you're facing. Your feet are going to go where you're facing. And so just kind of remind yourself of that. So that is the 12th house. And I'm going to do one more where I get the overall energy. So let's get anything else that you need to know around the last half of the year, the second half of the year. Anything else for Scorpio? So I'm getting the King of Pentacles, which indicates a lot of stability here. So everything that's unfolding is meant to put you in a more grounded, stable place. Seven of Swords, it feels like there's a truth that's coming to the surface where you're kind of stepping back into who you are as part of this whole truth being revealed with that Seven of Swords. I'm also getting the Queen of Pentacles. So you might have a divine counterpart showing up here. I was getting some marriage off and on throughout the entire reading. So if you are already married, this would be your marriage partner. If not, if you're headed towards marriage, it would be that person or somebody here who is kind of showing up on the path that way. But I love the King and the Queen of Pentacles because this indicates that things are going to be more stable, more grounded going forward. The Seven of Swords showing up here does feel like it's a truth that's coming to the surface that I got early on in your reading. Tell me anything else about that Seven of Swords. Hierophant energy, so spiritual union. You might be opening yourself up. Eight of Wands, open communication. So there might be something where You're recognizing the strength of this connection and opening up about it with that Eight of Wands energy. This could be communication in so many different ways, because between the Seven of Swords and that Eight of Wands at the bottom of the deck, it feels like you are opening up to this person, your counterpart here. And that Hierophant, that Taurus energy, is more earth energy, which is the Pentacles. And so this would indicate like a harmonious connection. Also marriage, if that's what you're looking for. So Scorpio, this is your reading. I hope it resonates. If it did, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Take care.